Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. I think this is video 6 in the series where we're looking at a load of high-end boutique amps, and today we're going to be looking at this, which is a Matchless Lightning 15 Reverb. I'll just tell you a bit of a story about this amp so you know how I got it. The last video I did was on the Tone King Sky King, and what I've done, I realised that amp wasn't for me, so I parted with that amp and I did a swap with this, which is the Matchless Lightning 15 Reverb. Now, the Matchless Lightning 15 Reverb is a 15 watt amplifier, so it's not the highest of output of amplifiers, and you're not going to get the maximum amount of headroom that you would do out of a much more powerful amp. But this amp is so much more my sort of thing. I've worked out that I'm definitely more into the British sound of amplifiers than the American sound of amplifiers. So what do I mean by that? Well, that's more of the Vox and the Marshall sort of sounds. Now, this is definitely leaning on the Vox side of things. Now, when Matchless came out, they brought out the C30 and the HC30, which is basically an improved version of the Vox AC30. And then they brought out the C15. So this Lightning amplifier is the first channel of the C15. So I'm just going to wind it back a little bit and I'm going to show you how it sounds clean. Now, that's about as clean as it goes. For me, that's not quite enough drive in the sound. Now, I can change that by either turning up the volume, which is increasing the input gain, or I could switch on a boost pedal. If I switch on a boost pedal, now we're getting that edge of breakup sort of sound. If I switch off the boost pedal and I now turn up the volume on the amplifier, you can hear how much it can drive. So it's this really thick and juicy drive tone. Now, for me personally, I wouldn't use the amp like this. I would keep it on that edge of breakup sort of tone, and then I'd use pedals to get the different amounts of drive that I want. So let me dial it back to the amount of volume that I would want. The amount of clarity in this amp is unbelievable. It's got so much harmonic content, and that's just the sort of thing that I'll be looking for. So let's switch on a couple of different pedals to see how well it takes pedals. I'm going to switch on, first of all, Tube Screamer. I know this is a really subjective thing, and I know some people really like those high headroom clean amps, things like the Two Rocks, which I've done a review of before, and that Tone King, where when you add pedals to it, it doesn't overdrive the front of the amp. It feels like you're getting the full tone of the pedal, and that's a really good thing, and that's the thing that some people look for. For me, it's not. What I like to do is just to push the front of the amp while I'm using these overdrive pedals, and this does it absolutely perfectly. Now, if I switch in the boost pedal as well, so there's my second layer of gain. And then if I go for my most distorted pedal, which I'm using this exotic BB preamp, it sounds like this. even though this amplifier is only 15 watts, I don't think there'd ever be a problem where you'd be in a band situation and you'd be fighting with the drummer. It's so loud. And I think Matchless amps are much louder than you'd expect. Like the Matchless 30s and the 35s are just ear bleeding loud. They're so loud, but they sound fantastic. So far we've looked at two different Matchless amplifiers. We've looked at the Independence 35 and now the Lightning 15 Reverb. And to be honest, I definitely feel that the Matchless sound is definitely the way that I'm going in the future. The last thing that I should demonstrate on this is the reverb. So if I turn the reverb down, one of the things that I've really noticed about Matchless amplifiers are that because they've got so much harmonic content, they don't actually need a lot of reverb. The sound really fills up the room. But the reverbs that they use are absolutely fantastic. So if I bring in the reverb and I'll gradually dial it in. There's one other amplifier which I'm going to be doing a review of either this week or next week, and it might actually take the crown of my favourite amplifier. So if you want to see that video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified when that video comes out. But anyway, I really hope you guys got something out of this video. If you did get something out of the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. As I said, click on the bell button and you'll be notified of any future video that comes out from the Studio Rats. I'm Paul and I'll see you next time. Cheers.